Imagine you are standing on the surface of the moon. Silence, so complete it feels like the universe itself stopped breathing. Above you, the Earth hangs in the black sky, blue, fragile, impossibly far. And for a moment, it's beautiful. Then you look down, and you realize the ground beneath your feet is hiding something that was never supposed to be found. For decades, we told ourselves we knew the moon. We walked on it. We planted flags. We brought back rocks and called it conquered. The moon was our backyard. Close, familiar, dead. Just a giant gray rock floating in the dark, keeping our oceans in rhythm. But the Chinese probe Chang'e didn't go to the moon to confirm what we already knew. It went there to dig. And what it pulled out of that ancient, silent dust changed everything. Here's the thing nobody told you. The moon is supposed to be completely, brutally dry. No atmosphere, no weather, no water. That's been the scientific consensus for over 50 years. But in 2020, China's lunar lander drilled into the surface of the moon, a region called Oceanus Procellarum, the ocean of storms, and found something that made scientists go quiet. Water, trapped inside volcanic glass beads, buried beneath the regolith, scattered across the lunar surface in quantities far beyond anything we imagined. Not just a little, potentially billions of tons of water, locked inside the moon itself like a secret it had been keeping since the birth of the solar system. That sounds like good news. And for about 5 seconds, it was. But here's the problem. Water doesn't just appear. It comes from somewhere. And the leading theory for where this water came from is the thing that should make your blood run cold. Scientists believe this water was delivered by asteroid impacts, ancient collisions, billions of years ago, when the inner solar system was a war zone. Giant rocks, some carrying ice, some carrying organic compounds, slamming into the moon at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour, over and over, for millions of years. The moon absorbed those impacts so that Earth didn't have to. Every crater you see on the lunar surface is a bullet that never reached us. The moon has been quietly dying in our place since before life existed on this planet. But it gets worse. Chang'e brought back 1.7 kilograms of lunar material. The first samples returned from the moon in 44 years. And when scientists analyzed them, they found something that didn't fit any existing model. The volcanic activity that created those glass beads happened just 2 billion years ago. That doesn't sound recent. But in geological terms, it is. The moon was supposed to have gone geologically dead much earlier than that. Its core too small, too cold, too weak to sustain volcanic eruptions that late, and yet it did. Which means we fundamentally do not understand what is happening inside the moon. The interior, that dark, unreachable core spinning silently beneath your feet, is doing something we cannot explain. And this is where things change. China didn't send Chang'e out of curiosity. The Chinese National Space Administration has announced missions going deeper, Chang'e 6, 7, and 8, all targeting the lunar South Pole, a region permanently in shadow, where temperatures drop to minus 200 degrees Celsius and the craters haven't seen sunlight in billions of years. Inside those craters, time has been frozen. Ancient ice, ancient debris, ancient information, cosmic material from the earliest days of the solar system, perfectly preserved in the dark. What they're looking for isn't just water for future astronauts to drink, but they're looking for the molecular record of how life begins. Organic compounds, carbon chains, the chemical ingredients that, on Earth, eventually became you. The moon may be carrying the blueprint of life itself, locked in the dark, waiting, but that's not even the worst part. Because here's what nobody is saying loudly enough: if the moon is wetter than we thought, geologically active longer than we thought, and chemically richer than we thought, then our entire model of how planetary systems form, how life spreads, how rare or common it might be across the universe, all of it has to be rewritten. And if life's ingredients are riding inside asteroids, slamming into moons and planets across the galaxy, then this isn't a story about the moon at all. This is a story about everywhere, every planet, every moon, every cold, silent rock spinning in the dark around a distant star. All of them potentially seeded, all of them potentially holding something. All of them waiting to be dug up by someone or something curious enough to dig. You stand back on that lunar surface. The Earth still hangs above you, blue and breathing. But it looks different now. Smaller, less special, less chosen. Maybe life was never a miracle that happened once, against all odds, in one perfect corner of the universe. Maybe life is what the universe does. Quietly, persistently, everywhere it can. And maybe the moon has been trying to tell us that for billions of years, buried in its glass, locked in its ice, hidden in its impossible craters, we just finally started listening. The universe doesn't care if we're ready for the answer. IT was never waiting for our permission.